Hey guys, welcome to and welcome back. I'm so Ronica, and I'm so ready to remind you to sow into your future. And so, here on today's episode of Sow Into Your Future, I'm going to be doing a clean with me. So, like in this clean with me video, I'm also giving reasons as to why people may cringe when they come in your house. Now, this is no shade. This is not to discourage anybody. This is so that you can address the issue. You know what I'm saying? And you can move past it. We can move forward because nobody's perfect, honey. You might be able to put some things together and you know what I'm saying in one area of your life, but then something else might be neglected in another area of your life. So there's nobody that's perfect. And so we all have things we need to work on. And so this is how we are sewing into our future in this video. And feel free to send this video to somebody and disguise it with, hey girl, I think she has the same pillows as you, or I think y'all got the same curtains. You know what I'm saying? So that they're not offended. Be mindful of people's feelings. Okay, so one reason why people may cringe when they come in your house is because of your dog. You love your dog. You know what I'm saying? You tolerate so much from him because of the connection that y'all have. He will bite somebody's right arm off on your behalf. And you just, you know what I'm saying? You're fascinated by that. Dogs really are human beings' best friends. Well, they can be. I'll put it that way. Some dogs, I don't know. Them pit bulls, y'all couldn't pay me to walk down the alley with a pit bull at the end of it. And so, how I like to deal with my dog and his dog hair is that if you call in advance, then I will take the pillows off the couch, okay? And I will put white covers that are clean, that are designated for the couch and the love seat, so that when you come over, you have a nice place to sit that doesn't have dog hair on it, okay? But other than that, my dog does have the preeminence for the cringe factor is you keep saying, you keep putting stuff off. You be like, I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But your procrastination has led to isolation. Let me tell you a short story about a dental office experience. But this dental office, every time I went there, there was me, the secretary, and the dentist, and that was it. Okay. So I went there one week for a cleaning and an x-rays and stuff like that. And then 7 days later, I go back to get the work done. Now, each time I went there, the first time I remember looking up at the lamp and I'm like, ugh, there's stuff on this lamp. And you know what I'm saying? I was just like, maybe they was having a rough day. Maybe they, you know what I'm saying, hasn't been able to get to it. But then when I go back the second time, like I said, a week later, and it's still there in that same room, that same lamp, that same spot, I was like, okay, this is just nasty. And it made me start questioning the needles. It started making me question his hand washing. Like, how does he not? Granted, he never shines that lamp in his face, you know, but and I could have, had I been the woman I am today, I would have mentioned that to them, hey, this and that, so that they could be aware of it, so that they could do better in a nice way, of course. Um, but I didn't. I just didn't book an appointment with them again. But he did good work on my teeth, honey. My two front teeth. Yeah, that's what he, corrected. But anyway, and so cleanliness is very important if you want to have a business, a successful business. And so another cringe factor is, what I'm saying, we keep putting stuff off. Um, but people will notice what's important to them. If it's important that I can set my purse down and nothing crawls in it, you know what I'm saying? Then that's going to be a factor as to if I come and visit or not. It is important that if I sit down in this chair with my white skirt on, that my white skirt will still be white. Have you ever came over somebody or have you ever had somebody come over your house and sit on the edge of the ledge and you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to lean back, honey. They don't want to get comfortable. And I get it. But it's giving I'm not here because I want to be here. I'm here because I have to be here. Maybe they're there to, you know what I'm saying, relay some information or whatever. Anyway, so take care of everything that you keep putting off. Clean the baseboards, wipe down the door handles, the light fixtures. You know what I'm saying? Light fixtures can have germs on them and they can be like a different shade and you not even notice because you see it every day. You know what I'm saying? We're constantly touching things. Um, but I remember when we was growing up, our mother used to have like hot water in a container with a little bit of bleach and a rag, and we would have to wipe down our walls I didn't understand it because for a little kid, I didn't see like, ketchup stains on the wall. I didn't see anything like that. But what mama was doing was she was saying the stuff that we are taking, not taking for granted, but the stuff that we are overlooking because we now think that we just don't see it, you know. But now with the cleaning of the walls with the hot bleach water, granted the walls was not pink when I was growing up. That may change the shade of the paint. I don't know. But anyway, so it took care of the things that we were overlooking. Um, and so what you see, like the windows, you want to clean the windows because you can't see clearly of your neighbors cutting up. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to look out the window and say who hit who first because you saw the picture clearly. You can't see that through smudges or fingerprints. Anyway, another cringe factor is the smell. Are you mopping the floors with an old mop? Or are you doing dishes with an old rag or sponge? Honey, that is a telltale sign that there is some neglect going on in that house. If you go and smell your dish rag right now, okay, or if you're not rinsing your mop out after each time that you mop, this stuff can cause an odor. Okay, this can have your la casa to be muy malo. Okay, it can stink or it can stank. And we don't want that. So we have to, what I'm saying? Some people, they weren't taught this as children. You know what I'm saying? You might have grew up in group homes or foster homes and all that, and you was just in survival mode, honey. Nobody took the time out to be like, here, this is the extra little kick that's gonna make you um more successful as a housekeeping homemaker or whatever you want to call it, as a wife or just as a human being, whether you're a man or a woman, you want a clean house. So, are you waiting too long to wash your clothes? Are your clothes piled up? Is there a lot of dirty laundry? Shout out to Kelly Rowland for that amazing song, Dirty Laundry. Anyway, are there dishes with food on them? You know what I'm saying? From the funeral or the wedding that you need to get rid of. Don't nobody want Aunt Gertrude's potato salad, but yet she keeps bringing it to the functions. You know what I'm saying? Now that vinegar smell of her key ingredient or whatever that is, now it got every time where you open your refrigerator up, your company automatically loses their appetite. And they're like, you know what? All I'll take is some water, please. Some bottled water. Please and thank you. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason that you should have a smell like chitlins if it's not November 27th. Okay, your home does not need to be smelling like hog maws if it's not Thanksgiving. We have to take these things into consideration because other people are this is the impression that they're getting when they come in your home. Another cringe factor is, which is the main one, y'all, we about to address the situation, is the bathroom. If your personal bathroom looks the equivalent to or worse than a gas station bathroom, and I know you like this is ridiculous. Don't nobody live like this. Don't nobody, honey, I've been there. Not I've been there, but I've been over their house. And it's like the bathroom, it was one person back when I was in my 20s, and he was a barber. And I walked in there and it was like all the hair from him cutting people's hair in the hood was just in his bathroom on the floor, and I was just like, "What? What?" I think that anyway, let me continue on. Because we've all had different areas of our life that was like, wow, it had the wow factor to just be like, this is terrible. And so nobody's able to point the finger at anybody else because there's something else. What Bishop used to say, or he says, you got 6 months to clean your own front porch, to sweep around your own front porch, and 6 months in the year to leave mine alone. Now, low key, that kind of don't make sense, but I've heard it so many times where it's like, you know what? Yeah, you right, Bishop, you right. So basically, there's no room for finger pointing, is what I'm saying. But the bathroom is such an important place because it's where the transformation, where you transform yourself into the person that's ready for the day. You know what I'm saying? The metamorphosis with the makeup and all that. And if it is disgusting, then exactly just what's magical about that transformation? There's nothing magical about that transformation. That means that some corners have been cut somewhere if your bathroom where you get yourself together at isn't up to par. So sometimes we can be overwhelmed by the products that they push in our face for cleaning our bathroom. And we're like, what do I get? What do I need? Do I have to buy, you know what I'm saying, 20 different cleaning products to make my toilet acceptable? Honey, it is amazing what poverty can and will teach you. Okay? It is amazing how you can do wonders with bare necessities, honey. When I was growing up, my mother, all she had money for was, you know what I'm saying, obviously the necessities. But we had pine salt and bleach. That was two things that was on the shopping list that she did not shy away from. Okay. So with that pine salt and bleach, you know what I'm saying, you definitely don't want to mix those together. I don't think. Some cleaning products you it can be detrimental if you mix them. But yeah, and you don't need the fancy sponges and all that. If you got some old rags, you know what I'm saying, a specific material that can really get down in grooves and stuff like that, you make it work with what you have. The tops of socks, you know what I'm saying? I think they're called crew socks. If you cut off the bottom where they've been walked on and you just got the from the top part of the sock, that works just as good as something to clean with. You know what I'm saying? You have to get creative when, and I'm not saying cut corners with the cleaning products, but I'm saying it's definitely not necessary to purchase 20 items for a bathroom. I personally love my Comet over Ajax, okay? I don't know why, I just do. Comet feels like it looks like it gives it more of a better clean. I know it smells better. Um And then you got your pine sol, you got your bleach. I love the lemon scented anything, honey. I'm for it. Um, and I know Kaboom. Kaboom in the purple with the foam, not the regular spray. I don't know why that seems different, but the Kaboom with the foam, it's like $4, 4.99 at Walmart. Anyway, that works really well. And then my husband, he has some stuff where he loves the CLR, you know what I'm saying? He likes the liquid fire that goes down the drain of the pipes to, like, clear the. I just don't care for products that eat away at metals because I'm wondering what is it doing to the pipes in the house? That's what I'm wondering. But nonetheless, he's the king of this castle, so if he wants to use that, then much obliged, or whatever they say. So again, the bathroom. Your bathroom should make people feel welcomed and thought about, and their needs to be taken into consideration. You know what I'm saying? They should feel like you're trying to make a good impression because you are. Your home is an extension and it is a reflection of your values. Now, when I say your home is an extension or a reflection of your values, I'm not talking about the outside of it. I'm not talking about the location of it. I'm talking about the housekeeping and the cleanliness of it, the 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 way that you present your home because you can be living in the projects. You can be living, you know what I'm saying, in the worst part of town. I remember when I was living in the projects, there was still people whose you walk in their house, you know what I'm saying, the outside may have a bunch of people out there smoking, drinking, um playing basketball, doing whatever, you know what I'm saying, in the projects. But then you walk in their home, there was a sense of peace. There was a sense of love. There was a sense of order because God is not the author of confusion and chaos and all that. You know what I'm saying? Their home it made you govern yourself accordingly while you was in there. There's some things you like, well, when people walk in your house, they should feel arrested by the spirit of the living God. They should feel like, you know what, God is here. I don't know how to pinpoint it, but they should feel like there is a divine order, there is structure, there is authority here. And you don't have to have name brand this, name brand that. It would be nice. Oh, it would be nice, honey. Solomon had all the fixings. King Solomon, people would come from afar to just look at what King Solomon had. And he accumulated all of those things through his wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And so, because he was the wisest, with all the Proverbs, Solomon, his wisdom allowed him to have great riches and great honor. So there's nothing wrong with those things. But I'm saying if you don't have them, if for whatever reason you're going through a season where God has you, you know what I'm saying, where you have to seek him for the next bread morsel that you're going to put in your mouth, wherever you're at, wherever you find yourself at, you could be living out of a hotel, paying week by week or day by day. You clean that hotel room up. You have it where it's presentable. You pray over. You ask God to dispatch angels from the front door to the back door. You rebuke every spirit that's in there that's not like him, not like the Lord. Anything that's not of God, I rebuke it, and I get rid of it in the name of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You anoint your house. You anoint your dwellings, your living quarters. You know what I'm saying? And God will bless. I say it all the time. God will bless the work of your hands. When he sees that you are faithful over a few things, he will make you ruler over much. You thank God for that, what you feel like in your natural mind is a crappy apartment. Thank him for it. Thank him for the hotel room. Thank him for the shelter. Might be living in a shelter, but you take care of it. You keep it clean. You have a sense of pride in what God has given you. And when God sees that you're taking care of what other people would just be like, girl, that ain't, you should just give up. Look at where she live. Look at what she driving. You should just give up. And they don't obviously say it in that, to that effect. But they might say it by no longer inviting you to the party, no longer inviting you out for lunch, no longer saying, hey, we're having a such and such. I was wondering if we could have it at your house. You know what I'm saying? They say it in ways where you feel it, you might not hear it. And so, if you take care of what you have, God will bless you with more. And people might think that you crazy for taking care of what you have. You know, they might be like, she really thinks she doing something. She really thinks she, you know what I'm saying? She thinks she, have you ever had like people over and you didn't have proper plates? You didn't have proper glasses, but you were still in the hosting mindset and you were still trying to present, you know what I'm saying? God honors that. God sees that. And he'll have it to where, yeah, I need to work on that right there. He'll have it to where you can one day actually be able to do things to the glory of God how you want to do them. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to present things and they'll be like, wow, this is nice. And they'll mean it. Because people will say, this is nice and not mean it. Anyway, so I washed the curtains. No, I did not iron the curtains. That's something my mother would have done. She would have washed them and ironed them. Honey, I'm washing them and switching them out. You know, sometimes just rearranging the curtains can do wonders for a place. But anyway, back to the cringe factors. Okay. Um, so some might be living in the projects and all that. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you have a clean house no matter what, as I've stated. But years ago, I remember I was in this relationship where the police kind of was familiar with my house because I was always having to call them on a certain person. Okay. Anyway, um, that's another video. But I called the police on my ex-boyfriend and I was like, I was done that night, honey. I was over it. And so the police came in and he looked around and he was like, uh, he did all this too. And I was like, no, he didn't. But then after I said it, like immediately after I said it, the police's like facial expression, you know, insert cringe emoji, if you will. I was like, I kind of wish that I would have said, yeah, he did that too. Cause it was clothes everywhere. It was, I had like, that's when I had to go to the laundromat. I guess my washer was broke or whatever, but I was having to go to the laundromat and I had baskets and baskets of Clean clothes, honey. Because one thing about me, I don't believe in allowing dirty clothes to build up. I don't. That's a terrible feeling when you gotta wear a bathrobe to Price Choppers. I've never had to do that, but I'm saying that's the equivalency of having to throw on just some leggings and a sweater or a church dress with some socks. I don't know. I'm just you know what I'm saying? I feel like your clothing even if I've been to the point where I had to wash my children's clothes out in the bathtub when they were smaller. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to allow dirty clothes to build up. That's just something I can't do it. I can't do it. Let that be written on my obituary. That's one thing she just would not do, honey. She did not let dirty clothes, because at people's services, they like to say, they like to bring up weird stuff. Not weird, but random. They're like, yeah, one thing about Sister So and so, honey, she sure did. She would make some good cornbread. Anyway, moving right along. Um, I wrote down my notes, y'all, so that I wouldn't be rambling, but somehow I still managed to ramble. This is my favorite part of cleaning, y'all. I will, after I vacuum each room, I like to, is that disgusting? I like to watch the dirt come out of the amount of dirt. So I'd be like, okay, this room was a little bit dirtier than the other room. Um, and it's all dog hair. Once this dog goes on to glory, you know what I'm saying? I'm not writing him off. But I'm saying once he goes on to be with the Lord, I'm not getting another dog, y'all. Dogs are a lot of responsibility. I love my dog to pieces. Okay. There goes that comment. I love comment. Anyway, so if I walk into your home and your bathroom isn't welcoming, I'm not going to make an extra I'm not going to take a plate home for one. I'm not going to ask for seconds. And I'm going to still be just as lovely and good spirited and talkative and everything, but my diet would very quickly become strict. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, I can't have that, can't have that, can't have that. Oh, I wish I could eat that. Girl, I wish I could have some of that. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, but you just posted that you had a cheesecake. You just posted about a cheesecake the other day. Never mind that cheesecake. Don't worry about the ice cream sundae, the shake. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying the importance of a bathroom. Yes, I'm cleaning that with these shoes on because these shoes are easy to clean. It's like once the cleaning product hits these shoes, whatever was on the bottom of them, and some people might be disgusted by that. I get it. I get it. But I also used to clean hotel rooms for a living. No, that's not money. You're not getting a coin, a nice bag from cleaning hotel rooms. But it's something that, just like waitressing, I feel like everybody should do once. Clean hotel rooms because they give you a checklist. I don't know how they do it now, honey. This was back when I was in my 20s. Um, but they give you a clipboard of all the rooms you have to clean before a certain time. I still to this day don't understand how they figure that out because some days I feel like my list was really really long. Like I had a whole bunch of hotel rooms to clean. And then you look at somebody else's list and it's like, "Oh, she just has 7 and she has to get off at the same time I do." It just didn't seem fair, but you wanted to have those rooms clean. And yes, y'all, I use um white towels for cleaning. They are strictly for cleaning. So I don't use them for um I have multiple. So you're not going to see that same little rag being used all through this video. That's not what I'm doing here. And then once it starts getting really nasty or yucky, before it gets to that point, I will wrap that in the inside of another white towel and then put that in the dirty clothes because I don't want to touch it. So I grab the outside of the clean towel and throw it in the wash machine because I just don't want to touch it again. Okay. But anyway, so cleaning hotel rooms, it shows you, um, for one, I mean, not like we're judging people because everybody's in a hotel room for a different reason, right? But how people leave hotel rooms and the fact that you have to quickly clean it and get it presentable for the next person, you know what I'm saying? That's also where I get my cleaning from, you know? So they would give us plenty of cleaning supplies as far as towels to wipe stuff down with and cleaning solution, and basically their train of thought is get it back to how it should be. So it's not like they say, then you have to go around this 7 times, then you have to go over the mirror 5 times, and you wipe in this direction. They don't do all that. They just say if there's something if there's something on the mirror, get it off and don't leave smudges. So you figure out how to get it off and not leave smudges. But the cringe factor for, you know what I'm saying, why people cringe when they come in your house is because you're most of the time we're not even trying. Most of the time how we feel about ourselves, you know what I'm saying, is reflected in our housekeeping. Cuz if you really down in life and down in the dumps, are you going to care if your floor has been vacuumed or not? Honestly. But I will tell you this, one thing the enemy will not tell you is that once you clean, you feel better. Once you start throwing away stuff, there's some things that the enemy is lying to people, and he's like, "Oh, you have a connection to this. You can't get rid of that. You have a connection to this." I always give the enemy a man voice. Okay? But don't get it twisted, honey. He can come in the form of a female as well. Okay, Jezebel. But But yeah, he'll be like, "Oh, you can't throw away this. This belonged to your mother who's deceased." And now you're like, "Yeah, I can't throw away this. That's going to be disrespectful to my mama." And you got boxes and crates and boxes and crates of stuff that she would have thrown away if she was here. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. When my mother passed away and I had to go to her house, and I grabbed some things, but not everything.